Let's be real, data is one of the most valuable things any business has today. And with regulations like GDPR and the DPDPA popping up, the game is totally changed. Staying compliant means you have to constantly assess your privacy risks. But, doing this manually, it's a huge, huge headache. So, we're going to dive into the top 5 tools out there that are designed to automate and streamline this whole critical process. So here's what we've got on tap for this explainer. First, we'll talk about the dangers of trying to do this all by hand. Then, we'll get into the industry leaders, check out some of the agile challengers, and look at the unique native option from Microsoft. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with how to pick the tool that's just right for you. Okay, first things first. Let's really nail down the problem we're trying to solve here. With these powerful new regulations, data protection isn't just a friendly suggestion anymore. It's a legal requirement, and one with some pretty serious consequences. You can see how this is putting a ton of pressure on companies to get their act together. Right. So you might be thinking, can't we just handle this with some spreadsheets and a few email chains? Well, honestly, as data processing gets more and more complex, the simple answer is no, not really. The chance for things to fall through the cracks gets bigger and bigger, and that becomes a massive liability. Before we go any further, let's make sure we're all on the same page. A PIA or a DPIA, what is it? It's basically a risk assessment. It's a formal way to help you spot and fix potential privacy problems before you launch that new product or system or a big marketing campaign. And this really gets us to the heart of the matter. When you try to do these assessments manually, it takes a ton of time and effort. You're chasing people down for answers, the documentation is all over the place, and simple human error can lead to some major oversights. All of that leaves your organization totally exposed. All right, let's switch gears and talk about the solutions. We're going to start with the heavyweights, the platforms that are usually the first pick for those really large global companies. So this slide really breaks down their core philosophies. Think of OneTrust as the go-to for these huge multinational operations that need that global scale. TrustArc, on the other hand, leans really heavily into AI to give you these deep insights and powerful reports, which is especially useful for highly regulated industries. Diving into OneTrust, you can immediately see it's built for scale. It's got ready-to-use templates for global laws like GDPR and the DPDPA. It also has this really smart risk scoring engine and collaboration tools built right in, which makes sure everyone from legal to marketing is on the same page. And this example just perfectly illustrates its value. Imagine you're launching in a whole new country. OneTrust let this e-commerce company proactively check their compliance against 2 different sets of laws, making sure they had a smooth, totally compliant entry into that market. That is a massive strategic advantage. Now, let's take a look at TrustArc. Now, it also has great templates, but its real superpower is this AI-driven risk matrix. See, it doesn't just flag risks. It actually recommends specific controls to help you fix them. And its continuous monitoring dashboards give you a real-time, up-to-the-minute view of where you stand with compliance. This use case is just perfect. You think about healthcare. They have all these overlapping regulations like HIPAA and GDPR. TrustArc helped this company automate those really complex and, frankly, repetitive assessments. That freed up their privacy team to focus on the more strategic stuff. Okay, next up, we've got the challengers. These tools are absolutely perfect for small to medium-sized businesses, or really any organization that's looking for a more user-friendly and cost-effective solution. So here, the focus really shifts. DP Organizer is all about making privacy management intuitive and visual, which is amazing for companies that don't have a huge dedicated privacy team. PIA, on the other hand, is focused on giving you a structured, scalable compliance framework that won't break the bank. DP Organizer's standout feature for sure is its visual data mapping. It lets you literally see how data flows through your organization, which makes it incredibly easy to spot potential risks. It also gives you helpful guidance right there inside the DPIA process itself. And this fintech example shows that visual approach in action. Before they launched a new wallet feature, they could instantly see which third-party partners were a potential risk. That let them tighten their controls before any data was ever compromised. Now, PrivyIQ takes a different approach. It's all about operational efficiency. With structured workflows, checklists, and document management, it helps you build a privacy program that is repeatable and, really importantly, auditable. Plus, it's designed to be deployed super quickly, so you can get up and running fast. For this regional bank, the big win was auditability. By using PrivyIQ to keep these meticulous DPIA logs, their internal audit process became way faster and much more reliable. This just goes to show how a good tool can streamline not just your compliance, but your internal governance too. And now for our final category, which is a really unique player. If your organization basically lives and breathes in the Microsoft 365 world, well, you might already have a powerful DPIA tool right at your fingertips. The absolute key feature for Microsoft Purview is its seamless integration. It connects directly with all your Microsoft 365 services to find and classify data, giving you actionable insights without you ever having to leave the ecosystem you already work in every single day. This right here is the ultimate efficiency play. This legal consultancy didn't need to go out and buy or integrate some new third-party tool. They just activated Purview right within the environment they already had to automate the entire DPIA process, from finding the risk all the way to assessment. So, wow, we've covered a lot of ground. We've looked at the leaders, the challengers, and the native option. The big question now is, how do you actually choose the one that's right for you? This little summary table really brings it all together, doesn't it? If you're a global enterprise, OneTrust gives you that incredible scale and depth. For those AI-driven insights, especially in regulated fields, TrustArc is a really strong contender. If you value user-friendliness and being able to see everything visually, you gotta look at DP Organizer. For structured compliance on a budget, PrivyIQ really delivers. And of course, if you're all in on Microsoft, Purview is the seamless, no-brainer native choice. So here's the bottom line. As privacy regulations get stricter and customer expectations get higher, using dedicated tools to manage PIAs and DPIAs, it's just not a nice-to-have anymore. It's an absolutely essential part of responsible, modern data governance. And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. Take a good, hard look at your own organization's processes. Are they agile? Are they scalable? And are they defensible enough to handle the privacy challenges we're facing today? And more importantly, the ones that are coming tomorrow.